This is the part where you get to take over by contributing your thoughts, your opinions, and telling us, of course, about your experiences in light of the recent price hike of PMS across the country. No region, no state has been spared, although the increase vary from state to state, from region to region, but across board, there is a significant jump in the pump price of PMS. And of course, the attendant consequences of that is the cost of transportation is going to go up. Some services would definitely also go up in pricing. Some commodities might likely also be witnessing a surge in price, added to the already existing inflation that Nigerians have been dealing with since the removal of fuel subsidy last year at the onset of the Tinubu administration. So let's talk about it. What is the implication of the recent price hike on cost of transportation, on a variety of things? What can you tell us about that over the course of the past 48 hours or so? I can tell you for a fact that here in Abuja, moving around has taken a new dimension. You have to be extra ready before you step out of the household, whether you're going to work, whether you're going to the market. I don't think social visits are tenable right now, especially if you are at the bottom of the pyramid. People have to watch their pocket extra hard now and do some extra mathematics before they leave the house or even try to buy anything, because the past 48 hours has only added quote-unquote insult to injury, to be fair to most Nigerians who feel that they've been taken advantage of by the system, whatever the system means in this conversation. So let's have a conversation about it. Talk to us about the implication of this fuel price hike on your livelihood, on your operations. If you're a business owner, if you are someone who commutes to work or to school or to any other destination using public transportation, what can you tell us about the implication of the recent pump price hike in your location? Let's talk about it so that we can give our leaders a sense of what this impact means for millions and millions of Nigerians affected by this sudden jump in the pump price of petrol. In the front page, we will talk about it a little bit later, but Daily Trust is reporting that there is a nationwide surge in transportation fares by 50%. And I can tell you, speaking to just colleagues at work, people who are spending 500 naira or 600 naira to get to work now have to spend twice that amount just to get to work. And you can imagine how that is eating deeper into an already empty pocket for that matter. So let's have a conversation. The numbers are showing on your TV screen. Take your pick, give us a call. Remember, rules of engagement: please turn down the volume of your TV set when you call in, and feel free to state your name, your location, and go straight to the point, because we would love to sample as many opinions as we can about this one. I reckon that every Nigerian has a thing or two to say about the current state of affairs in the country. This is not uncommon, by the way. We're quite used to fuel prices going up and down, usually up, to be honest. But this particular situation is one that has put Nigerians in a really tight corner. Nigerians, for the most part, since the last 1.5 years or so, have been in a tight corner. I believe we have our first caller, so let's speak to our first caller. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Your name and your location, please. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right. I'm not sure if there's a connection or if perhaps you can't hear me, or maybe you're just not ready to speak yet, but maybe you try again. All right. Let's free up the line for the next caller then. Sometimes it can be quite tricky. Let's speak to our next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Wasiu, calling from Kogi State.
I'm afraid you have to come again. I heard Kogi State, but I didn't catch the name.
Wasiu, calling from Kogi State.
Wasiu from Kogi. Good morning, Wasiu. How is Kogi this morning?
Kogi is fine.
Go ahead, please. How has this change in the pump price affected your livelihood, cost of transportation and commodities in your area? What has changed?
This really affects our life in this state, because we that even do handwork self, we cannot even afford to feed ourselves in our house. Most especially, and 3 months now, we have not been able to go to work because most of our customers are complaining, no money, nothing. So we that do daily job, without any in a day, we can't even afford to feed our family.
Yeah, well,
So
see,
it's
just
really affecting.
if you don't mind me asking, what kind of artisan work do you do?
Sir,
What kind of artisan work do you do?
what kind of?
What kind of work do you do? What kind of trade do you ply?
I'm a medicine. I do bricklayer work.
Right, okay.
So, and we had our daily pay a day. So more than 3 months now, we have not even seen anybody, a customer, to even call us for work. So to even feed our family at home now is very hard because of this fuel and scarcity. So it's really affecting us. Most of us that even do that we are doing hard work. It's very bad for us.
Yeah, I can understand that frustration, Wasiu. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. And you know, that just pretty much summarizes the situation, because we're talking about formal and informal sector jobs. We're talking about skilled and unskilled labor jobs and things like that. And this particular situation, especially if you look at the construction industry itself, the lull is quite obvious, and that is exactly what Wasiu is talking about. These are people who rely on daily paid jobs. They go out, they're laborers, they're masons, they're foremen, they do the jobs on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and they get paid. So imagine if you don't get paid for 3 months because the jobs are non-existent and there's nothing to fall back on. It's going to be a very difficult one indeed. Let's speak to our next caller. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Calling from Akwa Ibom.
Your name?
My name is Daniel.
Daniel from Akwa Ibom. Good morning, Daniel. Please go ahead.
Morning. This situation is full of subsidy.
Yeah.
Very bad for this side. For this side, it's 1,200 for black market.
1,200.
Yes, for black market.
What about the filling stations? How much do they sell the product at?
Filling station is 1,000 naira filling station.
And is it hard to get the product from the filling stations?
The product is not steady, and some filling stations are closing, some are open. Some will open at 1,000, some 1,000 something. So we are tired of fighting for this side.
So Daniel, what about cost of transportation? Has it changed since the increase in the price?
Transportation is too high. From here to Plaza is 600 naira.
What was the price before?
Before now 300.
300. Wow. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing that thought with us and your opinion about the situation of things. So you can imagine this is 100% increase in the cost of transportation from that particular destination he was referring to, and these are some of the direct impact that developments like this can have on the state of affairs across different parts of the country. You can imagine people rely on public transportation for their daily needs. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the program. Your name and your location, please. Hello, good morning. All right, I think we have lost that connection. Feel free to try again. The number is shown on your TV screen. You can also reach out on WhatsApp, on our Facebook platform, so you can share your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Your name and where you're calling from. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, please turn down the volume of your TV set. Let's have a direct conversation. State your name and tell me where you're calling from.
I'm John Simon from Taraba State.
John Simon, how is Taraba this morning? Are you calling from Jalingo?
Yes. From Jalingo.
Right. How is Jalingo this morning? Hot or
Well, Jalingo is okay.
Yeah.
Calm.
Right. Okay. Tell me about the price situation of petrol. What is the impact like?
It is so terrible. It is indeed terrible. It's difficult. People are changing from the long old price to the new one by force. And the cost of transportation is rising on daily basis.
What just give me a sample, if you don't mind, of the kind of price difference that has been observed over the past 24 hours. How has it changed?
The kind of what?
The price change in transportation fares, for instance.
Yeah, when the price of the fuel was roughly from the NMPC 630, it was fair but difficult to get. The price in the open market is already 930, and now that they have increased, it has gone up to 1,200 now. You buy from the open market, the independent marketers, is 1,200 now, making all transportation, carrying of goods from one spot to another, skyrocketing. So everything is going on the higher side now.
We're
instead of it going down, we are now experiencing another stage of difficulties.
Yeah, I can understand. There have been talks about those CNG buses or government-owned public transportation. Is there anything like that to subsidize the price of public transport for people in Taraba?
Hello?
Yeah, I was asking if there's government-owned subsidized public transportation to help people move from point A to point B at a subsidized rate in Jalingo.
There is nothing like that. There is no subsidy of any transportation. None. Completely none.
And how bad?
No vehicles built over.
Yeah, and how bad is the pricing? I mean, some people, like the caller from Akwa Ibom, said the prices have gone up by 100% in some instances, where they used to pay 300 naira to get from one destination to the other. Now they're paying 600. What can you tell me about the price increase in Taraba, for instance?
The price has increased even 150%.
Right.
150%, because the cost of the fuel is high. That is why we are very much worried. I don't think that our leaders have any conscience about their people. Is that because they don't buy any fuel? They only rely on government buying them everything, the food, the fuel, everything is being bought by government for them. That is why they are making the people to suffer like that. They have vehicles being bought by government. They have the fuel being bought by government. Food in their houses being bought by government. Clothes in their domain being bought by government. And the people downtrodden there have nothing to rely on. Is that the kind of rulership they have called us to elect them for?
Yeah, I can understand and appreciate your frustration, Daniel. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And just to tweak that phrasing a little bit, there is no government anywhere that is, paying for this. It's the people that are actually paying for this, because the people are essentially the government, or the instrumentality that gives life to this idea of government. So yes, the people pay for their livelihood, and the people do not feel like the people they put in charge to take care of their well-being are doing enough to address that particular issue. And we've seen a compounding of that problem, from a simple, relatively manageable problem to something much more complicated over the past 16 months now and counting. And that in itself is something to be unhappy about, and which is obviously a summation of all of the expression from some of our callers this morning. So we'll have to sample a lot more of these opinions. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Welcome to the program. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to speak louder. I didn't catch your name, and I didn't get where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is David. I'm calling from Benue.
Your name is
David Adjin.
David from Benue. Good morning, David.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Okay. Yeah, the fuel here is very terrible, and we're suffering it. It's very, very high.
Yeah. What has changed, David, from Tuesday to today? What has changed?
Okay, a lot has changed because, like here, presently in Nigeria, are selling for at least 200. And the transportation from where it was before 500 is now even 1,000 plus.
1,000 plus. Wow.
Yes, from where you take 500. So there is we are just tired of the whole thing. This goes on with us, but what we are seeing is simply a mix. Because people are not there for your vehicle. People are now trekking. For those who are going to farm, they cannot afford to even take a bike or pay people to take them.
All right. And what about government subsidized public transportation? I know that some states have intervened over the past few months as their way of providing succor. Is there any subsidized public transport in Benue?
Okay, yes, there is, but there's only those living in city centers. So like if you're in Makurdi, which is the state capital, and you are going from there to other places, which it will be better. And Benue being created is subsidized. It's not everywhere in the local. It's not local government. So if you are living in Makurdi, probably join a queue, and you see a lot of queues there. Since the vehicles are not even enough, they are not from each and every local government. So there is, but it's very difficult because if I'm in Zakibia and there's no research here, then since we can say yes, but it's not working, it's not everywhere.
Yeah, I can understand that kind of situation, David. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and opinion with us this morning. Appreciate you for the call. And that is a part of the problem, isn't it? Because we have to, square the circle and correlate between what the government is trying to do, or it says it is going to do since the removal of fuel subsidies. Those CNG buses were supposed to be a part of the solution, especially because we know a spike in the price of petrol is going to lead to a price hike in transportation and basically services across board. Let's speak to our next caller then. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Isaac. I'm calling from Ebonyi.
Did you say Isaac from Ebonyi?
Yes, it's Isaac from Ebonyi.
Good morning, Mr. Isaac. How is Ebonyi this morning?
Ebonyi is good.
Good to hear that. Go ahead, please. What can you tell us about the impact of the price hike in petrol on public transport and daily life?
As of yesterday, when I went out, I bought fuel at the cost of 1,000 naira per liter. And the filling stations are empty because people do not have the money to buy it. The filling stations are having fuel, but it's empty, totally empty. The ones I went.
Yeah.
I want to call in to let the government know that where we are heading to is not fair. Where we are heading to is not right. I think sometimes in the Middle East or somewhere in the Middle East, I've forgotten the country, it came to a point that governments did things that were so unfair to the citizens that people came out to the streets openly, poured fuel on themselves, and got themselves burnt. We are getting to that level in the government now, in the public. We are getting to that level. Those people are so hungry that they cannot feed themselves. And instead of them lying down in their house, dying quietly, they'll come out to the streets and die. Pour fuel on themselves. So please, let us not get to that level. Because we are in the public, we are seeing what is happening. There was a lady I met sometime. He was asking me, please, if I could borrow 500 naira to her. That she doesn't even have money to feed her children. That her children 2 days now they've not eaten. Just giving them water to drink. What kind of a country are we? So that is why, please, we should try as much as possible to talk to the government. Maybe they are not aware. People are suffering. People are dying quietly.
Yeah. Isaac, really
that's all I can say.
Yeah. Isaac, thank you so much for joining the conversation, and we do hope you have a great day. And I really appreciate you for putting your thoughts in that particular manner, because it is a reminder. There is this, popular saying in popular house adage about if you see the beard of your friend, catch fire, you perhaps, should take caution. And he's making reference to the Arab Spring in the 2010s, 2011, when it was virtually like a wildfire engulfing the Arabian Gulf, so to say, in most northern part of Africa, and how Nigeria needs to take heed from that experience. I believe we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. My name is Afolabi. I'm calling from Industry.
Doctor, come again?
My name is Afolabi, calling from Niger State.
Okay, Afolabi from Niger State. Afolabi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Go ahead, please.
Sir. Good morning, sir.
Go ahead, please.
My contribution to the topic of discussion is that I thought the government said they are removing the subsidy due to corruption in the subsidy, right? So if we are removing the subsidy due to the corruption, and we are now giving this money back to governors, the governor that we cannot hold accountable for this for the same money again, are we still not doing the same thing? Having said that, the CNG bus that was rolled out is to cushion the effect of this subsidy. Yeah. Right? So
yeah, exactly.
Here in my state, the CNG buses, we saw them. But I'm telling you from what I'm seeing here, in 2 years coming, the CNG bus cannot be used because the whole major road in Niger State is under construction. So how are we going to use these CNG buses? Now, the price pump from where I live now, most of the police stations are selling 1,200. The major markets are even selling 1,000. Do we even have regulators who are those who checking these filling stations? Yeah. There is nothing. In short, I don't even know if we have comments in this country, because I can just go and buy fuel and start selling any price I like. Nobody to checkmate me. Yeah. I don't know what kind of government we are running in Nigeria. In short, we are tired. The more you look, the more things get complicated.
Yeah.
May God bless Nigeria.
Amen to that, Afolabi. Thank you so much for calling in. Do have a lovely day. And you can understand his frustration. I mean, every other caller has said the right thing, encapsulated and in a very succinct way, that indicts the quality of the leadership we're getting at federal and at state level. It does look like there is an abdication there of responsibility, because the government has said all the right things, but is it doing all the right things? It is implementing the things that it needs to do to keep the citizens, or to at least give the citizens the bare minimum, which is security and an environment that people don't feel is trying to suffocate them. As the president said during the campaigns, Nigerians need to breathe. And that is all Nigerians are asking for, an opportunity to breathe. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the conversation. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
I'm Usman Abubakar from Niger State, Bidda.
Usman, how is Bidda this morning?
Very cool.
Good, go ahead.
We just woke up this yesterday and realized that the fuel price, pump price has changed. Many people in Bidda now have parked their bikes because they just see the fuel. This is unfortunate.
Yeah. So how are people coping with public transportation, Usman? What is the situation like with public transportation?
See, situation like this, there is no even public transportation now. They are all in full queue. The one we get now, where they will take you 3 minutes journey, which used to be 100 naira, 150. It's now 400. So people are just trekking in here. People are just trekking it.
Right.
You can't even see, before you see machine now, it's hard for you. Before you even see fuel. And when you travel to neighboring village to go and buy fuel, then you come and do your transportation. You never see any subsidized transportation.
Yeah. So there are no government buses on the road giving people a sigh of relief.
At all. Even the private. That's what even the private. They went to neighboring villages to go and buy for them. They come and do the business here. There is no flow in Bida. There is no flow.
Yeah. Usman, Usman, thank you so much for shedding light to this conversation. I really appreciate you for calling in. We all know this, basic economics. The higher the demand, if demand outweighs supply, clearly the prices are going to shoot up. There is no gain saying that. But the other question is, why do we have this supply challenges? Because obviously for a country of 200 million people, the demand is already there. The market is already there. We're one of the top 11, highest producing country when it comes to crude oil, right? Why are we facing these challenges? We're second in Africa, just behind Angola, by the way. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Who's on the line?
I'm Karvin Yusuf.
Where are you calling from, Mr. Yusuf?
I'm calling from Hong.
From Hong, in Adamawa State?
In Adamawa State.
Are you Kilba by any chance?
I'm seeing a number and we want to contribute our own content to this cost of transportation.
All right, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Actually, the way in these villages we have a problem. Even the filling stations we are having now is 1,200 and the black market is around 1,500. It is good that you help in this matter and we have betterment of this fair.
So what is the situation like when it comes to transportation? I know they still do achaba in Hong, for instance, as they popularly call them elsewhere, Okada. What is the pricing like for public transport using whether it's motorcycles or keke napep or taxis?
Now the achaba, where we are paying 500 before, it is now 1,500.
Wow.
And bicycles that we are paying about the 200, 300 before now, it is 700, 1,000.
Wow.
And it is too hard for us. It is better that you look for a means so that you help the inhabitants of Nigeria.
Yeah. Thank you so much for shedding light to this very important issue. I appreciate you for calling in on this particular program, and obviously it's something that most people can relate to. As he was just saying that, because I know there are a lot of people in Hong who are civil servants in Yola, the state capital, for instance, so they have to travel from Hong, from Gire, from Song, and go all the way to Yola for their daily, activities, for their operations as civil servants. So you can imagine if you have to cough up as much as over 1,000 naira plus every day, to and fro, right? How much is going to be left in your salary? Kudos that the governor has implemented 70,000 naira minimum wage, but you can imagine that this particular situation is going to have a negative impact on the people's purchasing power. Let's take a look at some of the comments that have been coming in on other platforms on the program on WhatsApp. This one is coming from Ike. Thank God, Chris. in Gwagwalada here in Abuja. It says, good morning to the Daybreak family. The recent price hike in petrol is unjustifiable within 1 month of the hunger protests. Very good point to note. It says the government has not implemented the wages and already are taking back the money from the back door. Do the council really understand the pains they have inflicted on the citizens? May God save Nigerians. Yes, and I quite agree with that. It's a give and take, but for the most part, the government has only been taken from its people. There's not a lot of giving coming from the government, and that is what I think Isaac's comment is all about, that Nigerians have not yet received that package that is supposed to give Nigerians a sense of something is being done to add value to your well-being, so you can also have a meaningful life. But yeah, for the most part, Nigerians feel that they've been taken advantage of by the system, or at best, they've been let down by the people that are supposed to drive meaningful change that will make life better and much easier for Nigerians. That is all the time we have for Daybreak Interactive. Thank you most kindly for your wonderful contributions. We did hear from the South, we heard from the North, we heard from different parts of the country, and that, I believe, is a summation of what most Nigerians feel about this ongoing living condition crisis that we continue to face in this country. We'll, of course, double down on this particular conversation, especially with a focus on what the NLC is demanding. They had 7 demands that they put out to the government in the hopes of not only reversing the current situation, but a variety of issues that needed to be addressed. More on this conversation in just a moment after the break.